How do you think about the resurgence in the increase in the Latino population on one hand and Democratic prospects on the other? Does this automatically lead to a Democratic resurgence?
You know, this comes from Nina Perales, and she was the lead lawyer for the task force. She's the vice president of litigation for MALDEF. I mean, she made a pretty compelling argument that, Republicans have, every right and opportunity to attract Latinos into their party. And I think there's really two options. I mean, you can embrace and recruit and make Latinos a priority in your party, or you can, vilify them, set them up, and make a choice to, not make them a priority. And then, and Nina's, articulated to me, looking at public policy choices, looking at map making, exercises, that the Republican Party, at least for now, has chosen that aspect. Now, there may be, I can't speak for the Republican Party, I'm not a Republican, but I also know that there are people in the Republican Party that are working very hard to bring more Latinos into the fold. But, the recipe for success as a Latino elected official really hasn't been in the Republican Party, even in a state like Texas. Having said that, I think that Texas Democrats should also heed and not take for granted that, Latinos are going to be there for them all the time. I think we've seen this in race after race, where, the enthusiasm with Latino voters for statewide candidates hasn't really been that great. And, I like to say that as a Democrat, I think Democrats have the right message, but sometimes we have the wrong messenger. And I think that that's very important. And so what I like to look at it, at least when I look at the members of MAUC, I see, just a farm team of, up and coming Latino and Latina leaders that are getting elected in their 20s. They all have professional degrees. They all are successful in what they do outside the legislature. And frankly, they have a longer staying power in the Texas House, or at least in politics. They seem to survive, election after election. And so I think that if I'm calling the shots for the Democratic Party, I'm looking at that diversity and finding ways to embrace that diversity. And when that happens, I think that there's going to be a combination of things that need to occur. I mean, at the national level and at the state level. But once there's a decision, made to actually concentrate on getting a minority or a Latino elected statewide in Texas and make a sincere effort to do so, I think that we might see, some changes. And so it doesn't just take it's not just the natural growth of the Latino population, it's the ability to, to take that package and actually present that on the statewide stage. And like I said, I mean, you can look at the membership page of MAUC and you can see several men and women that have that potential that are, I mean, again, very, very young and will be in politics for the next 10, 20, 30 years if the voters will have them. And I think that the next crop of rising stars for the Democratic Party, I mean this respectfully to all my Democratic colleagues, I think are going to be minorities, either African American or Hispanic.